Hi everyone, and welcome to this video tutorial. Today, we'll be diving into flow control statements in JavaScript. These statements are like traffic signals for your code, controlling how it executes and jumps from one section to another. Understanding them is crucial for writing efficient and well-structured programs. Let's begin with the break statement. The break statement exits a loop or switch statement early when a specific condition is met. Let's understand it by doing the login program we created when discussing the while loop. Begin by creating the basic HTML document. Define a variable named password and assign the string cybersquare to it. This represents the actual password. Create a variable named guess to hold the user's password attempt. Next, we use a while loop to keep asking the user for the password until they get it right. This loop will continue running as long as the user's guess does not equal the correct password. Inside the loop, we prompt the user asking for the password and stores their input in the guess variable. Now, let's focus on the break statement. First, we check if the entered password matches the correct password. If the passwords match, we show a success message. This is the key part. The break statement exits the loop immediately, stopping any further prompts since the user has logged in successfully. If the password doesn't match, we handle it with an else block. If the guess is incorrect, we show an error message and the loop continues, prompting the user to try again. In this program, using break and not using break will produce the same observable output for the user because the loop will end either way once the correct password is entered. However, there are some subtle differences in how the code executes. Without break, when the correct password is entered, an alert, login success, is shown. After this, the loop condition while password equals guess is checked again. Since the password is now equal to the guess, the condition password equals guess evaluates to false, and the loop exits naturally. With break, when the correct password is entered, alert, login success, is shown. Then, the break statement is executed, causing the loop to exit immediately. The loop condition while password equals guess is not checked again because the loop has already been terminated by the break. Now let's move on to the continue statement. The continue statement in JavaScript is used to control the flow within a loop. It instructs the loop to skip the current iteration and immediately move on to the next one. Let's do a program. We start by declaring a variable named range and setting its value to 10. This variable sets the upper limit for our loop. Next, we set up a for loop to iterate through numbers from 0 to 9. Initialize a variable I to 0. This variable will act as our loop counter. The loop will continue running as long as I is less than range. After each iteration, we increment I by 1 to move to the next number. Now, let's focus on the key part of this example, the continue statement. Inside the loop, we check if the current value of I is even using the modulo operator. The modulo operator returns the remainder of I divided by 2. If the remainder is 0, it means I is even. This is the key part. The continue statement instructs the loop to skip the current iteration altogether. In other words, if I is even, the loop will immediately jump to the next iteration without executing the code that follows the continue statement. Let's include an alert message to illustrate that any code after the continue statement in these iterations won't run. This line is inside the for loop but outside the if statement. This means it runs only for odd I values, where the if condition, checking for even numbers, is not true. This creates a string by combining the current I value with a tab character to add spacing between the numbers when they are displayed. By seeing that the alert never appears, we can confirm that the continue statement is effectively skipping those iterations. And there you have it! The continue statement helps us efficiently skip over even numbers and print only the odd numbers within the specified range. This makes our loop cleaner and avoids unnecessary code execution. Thank you and happy coding.